Having seen what kind of damage the weapons of the era could do,
Right.
I took a look at another quickly developing military technology of the time: armour.
Armour.
Recruit Tristanus reporting for duty. Ingo, you've got your wagon full of equipment there. I've got my civilian tunic on. Let's go.
I
The
see a
Roman civilian
Republican
dress is a tunic usually made from wool. This is the first stage in Roman dressing, alongside my cingulum belt and my caligae, the famous Roman hobnailed sandals.
Yep.
So first of all, this is Lorica segmentata.
Yeah.
But this is a
Not correcting him, but for those of you who are interested in the actual classical Latin pronunciation, so including phonemic vowel length, it would be pronounced Lorica segmentata. So both the O and the E are long. Lorica segmentata. So the Romans wouldn't say Lorica. Of course, I'm not correcting him. He's speaking English now, so he didn't do anything wrong.
full example of the one that I've already seen at the British Museum.
Exactly. This is our replica of the
Beautiful.
original that we have found here.
Oh, of exactly the same armour.
It is.
All right, well, let's see if it fits.
It's exactly the same size. So
Okay.
I think a Roman would most likely wear it on top of what we call a subarmalis. I think in the period sources they would be called toracomacus. So basically a sort of padded garment, and I believe they may have used different ones, one shorter for segmentata and one longer for hamata or gallica, but this is a speculative piece of information. Still, I wouldn't really wear it on top of the tunic on its own. On top of a single tunic, even worse. Like, I wouldn't do that.
Go. Here it is.
yeah,
Fits him
looks
well, though.
very good
Look at that.
on you. The buckles are preserved and also some of the leather.
So this is how they linked all these different plates together. Yeah.
One of the ways,
I must
yeah.
ask, for a Roman legionary some 2,000 years ago, would they have been expected to do all of this themselves, or would they had someone to put on their kit for
Soldiers
them?
can help them.
I
Other
think
soldiers.
they would have done it with their comrades,
Yeah.
which they were sharing a tent. It's very difficult to put on one of those by yourself.
Not true. I can put it on. I mostly put it on my own. For all of my videos where I wear the Lorica segmentata, it's not difficult at all. You put it on like a jacket. It's easy. It's easy. It's just that if I have someone with me and I'm like, can you hold it for a second? And I do what they showed, it's easy. Not very difficult. I had no idea why he would say that. He owns one, so he knows that.
And each legionary, they lived in almost a dormitory, didn't they? And those close comrades, they were almost your very closest brothers in
Yeah.
arms. They were your
Yeah.
best mates in battle.
Exactly.
It was a nice bit, and also I could still move around quite a lot. Was this modern technology for 9 AD?
Oh,
It was. This was the most modern thing you could get at this time.
Cutting
Before,
edge.
legionaries only wore chainmail armor, and this was invented shortly before the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, and it was the newest thing you could get.
So what comes next?
Yeah, about like 20-ish years before.
First comes your belt again,
Ah, right, yes.
to show that you're legendary. This
it
is
tight.
a symbol of legionaries,
Okay.
and only legionaries were allowed to wear it.
Ah, so this was a marker almost that you were a military man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I'm very excited for this.
Of course, your sword.
So this is my main weapon, is it?
It's one of your main weapons. The pilum comes later, so you have one belt for your sword
Okay.
and one belt for your dagger, and you're wearing them a bit crosswise,
Yep.
in
Tie up.
literature called cowboy style.
Cowboy style. Okay, what's next?
Next comes
Aha! Look at this,
covering your
yes.
head.
A Roman would have been wearing something underneath here. Like you could wear like a little wicker, for example. It could be wool or could be wicker. And you wear this cap underneath the helmet, because the helmet worn with the metal directly touching his hair, it's very uncomfortable and it wouldn't really help against blunt impact.
The iconic early imperial helmet.
Is it a coil like that?
Yeah. It's not too big. I'm not jangling it around. It's not really impairing my vision at all. So I can see, I can hear when I'm on the march. I've got this rim at the front, I guess, to protect against like slashing swords, I'm presuming. And then this massive rim at the back. Once again, further protection from slashing weapons, it feels like. Was this better than chainmail?
It's protecting a bit better against, for example, pila. It's not as breathing as chainmail armor, and it's not as movable as chainmail armor. And the next thing is, for you it fits perfectly, but normally this one has to be fitted to the body of the wearer, whereas a chainmail more or less hangs down and fits to every size. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to disagree with him too much on this. I think he's right in the sense that a male shirt is more forgiving than a lorica segmentata or any form of plate, but it still needs to be tailored up to a certain extent because you don't want to waste and have a lot of rings and a lot of extra metal that will increase the weight if you don't need it because you have a relatively thin soldier. But anyways, I don't want to be too too nitpicky.
more body shapes of legionaries.
Almost one size fits all.
Almost,
Yes.
almost.
So this kind of feels though the base. There is more to add to me to be a Roman legionary, isn't there?
At least on march, yeah.
Okay.
And you want to be on march.
Forca.
This is the so-called fulca.
Yeah, the
Forca.
forca.
Okay.
This is the thing with which Roman legionaries carried.
I'm puzzled as to why he's not using an actual imperial rectangular shield, since this is imperial gear, and he's instead using what appears to be a late republican shield because of it's not an early republican shield because it doesn't have the wooden boss, it's already metal, so this is post at least end of the Second Punic War, after the taking of the Iberian Peninsula and New Carthage from the Carthaginians. That's when they start implementing these, because they subdue and enslave 2,000 smiths that belonged to the Carthaginians of Celtic origins that could make these. But regardless, the armor is pretty nice. I have this, I own it. It's a very cheap replica of a Republican shield. I wonder why they don't have an Imperial one.